Welcome, children. Today in grammar, we are going to learn a new topic: adjectives, degrees of comparison. As we have learned that we use adjectives to describe a noun or a pronoun, but sometimes we need to compare two or more people, animals, or things. So, for this, we use degree of comparison. Let us learn how comparison can be made using the three degrees of adjectives. The first is the positive degree, the comparative, and the superlative degree. Positive degree. We use positive degree of adjectives when there is no comparison between people, animals, or things we are talking about. It is used to show that there is no difference between the nouns being spoken of. For example, Tom is smart. It means here the Tom is not compared with anyone. Second example, Tom is as smart as Jerry. Here, though we are talking about two different things, like two people, Tom and Jerry, but the smartness of Tom and Jerry is equal. So we say Tom is as smart as Jerry. So in positive degree, there is no comparison between the people or animals or things. One more example. Have a look. Chutki has long hair. If we have to compare this Chutki with Radha, we'll say Chutki's hair is as long as Radha's hair. And Radha is a tall girl. If you have to compare Radha with Chutki, we'll say Radha is as tall as Chutki. Here we are not comparing, we are just telling some quality about people like Chutki or Radha. Let's proceed with comparative degree. Here comes the actual comparison where two or more things or two people, here we compare two people, animals, things or groups. We use than after the comparative form of the adjective. Have a look at the first picture, Rohan and Seema. You can see Rohan is tall, whereas Seema is short. When we talk about individual Rohan, we say Rohan is tall and Seema is short. But when we have to compare the height of these two, Rohan and Seema, we say Rohan is taller than Seema. Or the other way around, you can say Seema is shorter than Rohan. Here you can see we have used the word than after the comparative form of adjective, that is taller. Have a look at the second picture, Amit and Aditya. If I ask you who is fat, you will say Amit is a fat boy. And who is thin? We will say Aditya is a thin boy. But when we have to compare we say Amit is fatter than Aditya. So here the comparative degree, we always compare between two things or two people. And remember, we use than after the comparative form of the adjective. You might have one more thing noticed, that there is er added after the to the adjective. Tall, Rohan is tall. Tall is an adjective. But when we are comparing Rohan's height with Seema, we say Rohan is taller. So er is added to the adjective. That we'll see in the later slides in formations of adjectives. Superlative degree. Superlative, the word itself gives you a clue something is superb, right? So we use superlative degree of adjectives when we compare three or more people, animals or things. It shows who or which of them has the highest of the quality that is being described. Yes, we can say who is the best. We use definite article the before the superlative degree. Look at the first picture here. It is Burj Khalifa. If you have to compare this Burj Khalifa with the other buildings of the world, we'll say Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. I've used the same adjective that is used for for Rohan and Seema, that is tall, taller. Here in superlative degree, that tall is turned into tallest. Did you notice we have added est in superlative degree and the article the. Second example, this is the simplest of all the problems. Means we are comparing a particular problem with other problems. The problems. Third example, Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. Or if we talk about Neptune, we'll say Neptune is the farthest planet from the Sun. Right? So in superlative degree, we add est to the adjective and the before the superlative degree of adjective. This formations of adding er in comparative and est in superlative we'll see in next slides. For now, I hope you have understood the 3 degrees of comparative: positive, where there is no comparison; comparative, where two people or two animals are being compared with each other; and superlative, we compare 3 or more people, animals, or things. Now, formation of comparative and superlative degrees. How are these comparative degrees or these adjectives formed? First rule is one syllable adjective. What is syllable? Syllable is nothing but when we pronounce a word, the number of vowels that we pronounce in the word is the number of vowels that we pronounce in the word, that is called syllable. For example, now in tall, we have only one vowel and we pronounce it as tall, all. So, while forming the comparative and superlative form of the adjectives having only one vowel, we add er after the word adjective in comparative form and est in superlative form. Second, if the one syllable adjective ends with e, we just add r before the comparative form and st before the superlative form. Example, large, the word ends with e; wise, words end with e; and in comparative form we have larger, largest in superlative, wiser in comparative, and superlative is wisest. Adjectives with more than one syllable ending with y. Here you see E and A, both are vowels. So we pronounce both the vowels here, and so they are more than one syllable, at E-A-Y. So easy. This Y is being replaced with IER in comparative form and IEST in superlative form. Easy, easier, easiest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Next is, if the one syllable adjective ends with single consonant with the vowel before it. Like for example, big, B-I-G. I is a vowel and the last word of the big is G, that is a consonant. So last word consonant and a vowel next to it and a single consonant. So in such cases we double the consonant and then we add ER. And even in superlative degree it is the same, we double the consonant and then add EST. Have a look at the examples here. Big, B-I-G, big, we have added G, that is one more consonant, or we have doubled the consonant G in comparative form and made it bigger. In superlative form it is B-I-double-G-E-S-T, biggest. Same rule has been applied there for thin, thinner, thinnest, fat, fatter, fattest. Now these were with the one syllable or two syllables. But what if the adjectives with three or more syllables? In such cases, we do not add er in comparative or est in superlative form. We just use the words more and most. Like, for example, she is a beautiful girl. And if you have to, or just example, Neha is a beautiful girl. And if you have to compare Neha with Reena, we cannot say Neha is beautifuler than Reena. No, it sounds wrong. It is wrong. So in such cases, we say Neha is more beautiful than Reena. Just have the look at the examples with the adjectives with three or more syllables, that is generous, comparative form, more generous, superlative form, most generous, important, more important, most important, intelligent, more intelligent, most intelligent. Here is a list of positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of adjectives for your reference. You can copy them down in your rough notebook or a page to learn them or refer them. Okay, I hope you all have understood adjective degrees of comparison, which is used to compare the people, animals, or things. Have a good day. Thank you.